Hello and welcome to Winter's Edge. My name is Matt and I'm running an adventure. And while I run that adventure, I illustrate it. In this episode, the boys travel to Wildgate where they try to find a sponsor. It's a good idea, but things go horribly wrong and everything changes for them. And while you listen to the audio of that, I draw a picture that captures the moment this all happened, and it was awful. Let's get into it. Okay, so you are leaving the city of Roulon. It's early morning. Corks sets the wagon out. You're in your usual positions. Roulon acts as a hub where you can see a road going to the west and a road going to the east, but you guys are on the northern road on your way to Wildgate. There isn't going to be too much that happens between here and Wildgate. It's a pretty well patrolled road, both by the King of Roulon's armies, and then Wildgate itself has its own militia and army that seems to be patrolling the roads. So the wagon makes its way. It's a 2-day trip. As you head up on the left of you, the land soon turns into these just vast grasslands where Cork says, if we're going to the monastery, we would veer off here into these grasslands. There's various orc tribes that still lay claim to it, but what we'll do is we'll hit Wildgate, and then when we're ready we'll go west across the Coldcatch Mountains to get to the monastery. And in the distance in the north you can make out the Coldcatch Mountains. There's lots of jagged peaks, snow hitting the tips. They're called the Coldcatch Mountains because they capture the northern winter snows, and it basically all stops there, and the coastline that you guys are on is more lush and fertile. Even so, sometimes when the wind changes and comes from the north, there's an icy breeze to it, but more often than not you've got this nice warm breeze at your backs from the southern wind. And yeah, as you make your way, the night goes also uneventfully. A lot of people pull off to the side of the road. It seems to be an informal halfway point where people just camp and set up. You've got your wagons, you've got your tents, so you set up there and move on. And by about late afternoon you can start to see Wildgate to the north in the distance, and as you approach closer you can see that it's a sort of sprawling town made out of lots of buildings with wide streets, but there's also lots of tents and everything being put up, merchant tents around the outskirts. And beyond the town and the streets and the layout, you can see a craggy, sort of tall, old stone castle, dark grey, that reaches up to the sky. And Corks will point to that and say, that marks the first gate, and beyond that is the bridge that goes across this great valley called the Sword Drag Valley. There's a long bridge there, and on the other side is another castle that is called the Second Gate. That Second Gate basically keeps everything bad from the north coming through. It's really the only way anything can come through to the coast below. Right.
Waiting down for George, snuck up in the other door.
Yeah, I told you it was coming straight back up.
Set him up. So yeah, we've just left Roulon and we're just arriving at Wildgate.
Okay.
And Cork says, well, I've never been here myself, I don't know much about the place. It's an adventurer's town. Most of the people here are looking to find a patron or a sponsor or a manager. Recognised managers have access to pass across the bridge and do their business in the wild north. Otherwise they don't let anyone through, it's too dangerous. And so yeah, this whole town is set up to cater for adventurers and be the starting point for people who are going to set off. So what you guys have to figure out is how to find one of these patrons, if that's what you're going to do. Some of the top adventuring groups already have word of mouth behind them. They don't need to go looking for these people. They get tapped on the shoulder and asked if they want to be sponsored by these patrons. But yeah, it's the only way that you can really go to the north. The patrons hold all the information, they do the funding, they know where things are that they want to acquire or achieve in the north. And lots of them have all sorts of different reasons. You might have a magic shop who wants to collect rare ingredients. You might have a geologist who wants to map out ancient ruins. There's all sorts of hunting parties, all sorts of things. So yeah, it's up to you guys really. I'll come along with you. I won't adventure with you. I'll stay in the town, but yeah.
I think you should come with us, Quarks.
No, I'm not going to risk my life when the Blue Moochie Dooch is so close.
How much, I'll ask Quarks how much time we have here before the last possible moment we have to leave to make it to the monastery in time?
Yeah, so we've got 2 weeks before the ritual, whatever they do at this monastery begins. It'll take us about 2 to 3 days to get there from Wildgate. We'll be just travelling across the plains and looking for the monastery. There is a clear-cut path, but when you come across it, you know it's the way to the monastery. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if we could head out, say in 9-10 days.
It's plenty of time.
Yeah.
Plenty of time for what?
Side quests, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be like those games where all you do is side quests. You
So
just avoid the main
This
story.
session we talk to absolutely everyone.
Everyone with a name.
Yeah.
Avoid commoners. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll all have a theme.
This guy collects buttons. Do you want to go on a quest to collect my magic buttons?
That's right. So yeah, the wagon rolls up, and you can, when you first hit the town, you're starting to hit these merchant tents that look like they're temporary. They're probably merchants that have picked up items that they think adventurers will want or need, set up their tents. When they sell, they'll probably go restock, find new merchandise. There are guards walking around as well, wearing the blue and gold of the militia here, known as the bridge holders. And yeah, they seem quite casual. They're just patrolling around. And yeah, you notice that most of the people here are varying from wide-eyed young sort of farmers who are looking to become adventurers to every cliche of adventurer you can imagine, from hooded figures wearing cloaks to wizards with long beards. Yeah, it's a definite adventure town, and a lot of them seem to be travelling in groups and stuff as well. Yeah. How would you like to approach this situation?
There's no notice boards or anything.
Yes, there are big boards up there.
Anybody with a question mark or exclamation mark?
Yeah, the person. Hey. No notice boards. It's a good question. Maybe it's it's not this far out in town. The other solution maybe is to talk to a local or something like that.
Should we have a quick think about what kind of work we'd like to take, and then see if we can seek out someone who's offering that, or ask around for the nobles that generally work in that kind of area.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you sound like you know what you're doing. I'm just going to follow you then.
Nobles know shit.
Yeah, I'm keen on that, bro.
Yeah.
Take the lead, Nibbles.
What are we good at?
Do you guys want to steal something?
We're pretty good at fighting, bro. We're good at fighting and drinking, mate. So if we can get those things going hand in hand.
Yeah. I mean, straight up bouncing and protection would be easy, right?
Yeah.
It's not I suppose you could identify some stuff, or
No, I can't.
Okay,
do
cool.
that. I can steal some stuff though.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm keen. Anything that makes a bit of extra gold, eh?
Yeah, I think we just want some cash to
Yeah, we just
gear
need some
up here.
cash
Right?
to go and splash out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a bar in this town? Is there mini bars?
Well, on the outskirt of here, there are a few tents that are set up to serve some beers and stuff with tables outside. And yeah, there's a few adventurers here, but you're guessing adventurer town once you start to get a bit further.
Yeah, because I'd prefer to go into the town if you guys are keen to go and have a bit of a gander around.
Yeah, that's good.
You said last time that this town is less strict about magic and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see anything?
Yeah, it's crazy. Because everyone in here is looking to make a name for themselves, basically, the adventurers. So yeah, you see wizards with familiars openly on their shoulder. Some have magic items. One goes past you on a broom.
It's basically Hogwarts.
That's right.
Nibbles is keen on that broom.
Follow him. Yeah. So yeah, it's and even some of the entertainment here is magical based. You'll see people juggling illusions and all sorts of things like that. It's for you especially just an amazing. You've got this natural fear of magic being out in the open. When other people start to cast, you always are like, hey, you can't do that, and then suddenly it's just this free world basically.
Yeah, he's probably just staring at every magic performer you see, and then you have to drag him off to go find the bar. Wherever else you're going.
Okay, so yeah, Corks hails the wagon and you move further into the city. The tents become buildings, and you start to see some interesting signs. There's all sorts of taverns where people have spilled out onto the streets. They're quite wide streets, so there's tables and everything. All manner of people there, from huge barbarians drinking beer to more Udai rabbit folk in various garbs. Everyone's looking, there doesn't seem to be people just trying to blend in. Everyone's trying to have a look or a style, and there's adventuring parties that have a group look, and you can see them. It's almost like going to the Sevens rugby.
So you'd say that we'd notice that everyone's deliberately trying to be noticed.
Yeah.
Okay, Nibbles will pick up on that and transform and just walk behind everyone.
Yeah. And there's a few people that stop and point from their beers and everything, but it's a few like just give you a cheers and go, hey, welcome to Wildgate, and you still draw a few looks because you're a giant were bunny, but they quickly go back to their drinking, and you soon find yourself rubbing shoulders with people as you're moving down the street. We'll say you're still in the wagon, so you're not. But you fit right in. And again, liberating in a way after the week you've had. Even as you start to move through, you're getting closer to this, I think I described it before you got there, there's a huge, tall, craggy, made out of dark stone castle that twists up into the sky, and Cork says, this is gate 1. There's a bridge beyond it to another you can now make across this. It must be a long, long bridge, because off in the distance you can just make out another castle that's more in the snowy, icy mist. The atmospheric perspective has really started to kick in, and you can make out this other craggy shape off in the distance, and you think, man, this bridge must be close to 1 kilometre long that goes across this chasm.
This is off the town, we're not going across the bridge?
No. This first castle is basically built up, big walls, blocks, the entrance to this first bridge. Right. As Cork's explained, you need a patron to give you access to...
this is the frozen...
to go to the frozen north.
Is the city tiered in any way? Is there a fancy area, or is there some buildings that are blatantly higher than others that are standing out or anything?
No, the only thing that stands out is the castle. Everything else is quite flat as it heads towards this chasm, this valley. But you do notice that as you get closer to the castle, the buildings do seem older and more established, as though they've been there a long time, and it's just from gradually spilling out. And made out of this old rock, this old dark rock. As you come onto cobbled streets, you kind of find yourself heading towards the castle just because it's a landmark and the main street is heading towards it. And you passed even some more interesting stores. I'll read out a few names to you as you tick-tock past. There's one called
Quick open ChatGPT.
Trucks, Elixirs, all your potion needs. Another one, and then you go past that, you realise you are starting to come into the magical district where each district might concentrate on a different thing. Sort of like if you go somewhere in Auckland, there's all the car yards in one area and stuff like that. You see another one called Ingok's Remarkable Shop of Wonder. That seems quite tall, 2 stories with a fanciful high arcing roof. And then there's, looking to the other side of the road, you see the Essential Adventurers Expedition Emporium. And then right next to that, a little shop, but it's called Blackjaw's Tattoos. And leaning outside that, you see a dark elf with white hair who's just watching the world go by. And then you see, just beyond that, Bone Boy's Spirit Shack. And then you start to find and you're taking all of this in, keeping it in the back of your mind as you're looking for a tavern, right?
Yeah.
And as I said, you've gone past a few taverns.
We want to go to the biggest one.
Yeah. Off in the distance now, you can see, as you get close to the castle, you're getting close to the edge of the chasm. And to the left of you, you do see a big 2-story inn that seems to stretch along a long part of the chasm and overhanging it. And that's called the Overlook Inn. And and you can see that there's part of it is a tavern and bar and restaurant, and then it just carries on long with just inn rooms, and you get the feeling that they'll all look out over this huge chasm. And that's the one that draws the eye and has a giant question mark over it.
Has a map marker and everything.
Let's head on in.
Yeah, fuck, let's go there.
Okay. So Quarks pulls up the wagon. There's lots of places to park the wagon and the horses, and he says, "You boys go in and I'll tend to the horses and unhitch and do all the horsey stuff." And so he leaves you to it, and you walk into the tavern part. It's this big long room, high roof, lots of tables, and again just almost like you're in I wouldn't say party town, people aren't going crazy and drinking, but there's lots of people, all different makeups, races, looks, power levels even. You get the idea, some people just look, we won't.
The guys in glowing armour.
MTXs on them.
Bigger shoulders with the spikes and stuff. And as you make your way through, you come up to the bar, and there's a tall Goliath behind the bar who leans down to you. Big blue guy, even darker blue tattoos all through his face, long black dreadlocked hair, and a small chin beard that hangs down. And he leans down and says, "Morning, lads. Afternoon, lads. Sorry. What can I do for you lot?"
Grab a round of beers.
Round of beers coming up. House beer?
Yeah, what have you got?
The house beer. We'll
take the house beer
Overlook
then.
Special, it's called.
The Overlook Special.
Yeah.
We'll take some Overlook Special.
Good stuff. You boys new in town?
Yep.
Just arrived.
Yeah. Looking for adventure? They're all looking for adventure. He looks out over the bar and says, "Joe!" and this big booming voice, and everyone, "Hey!" And he says, "So have you had your assessments yet?"
What's an assessment?
You're very new. Arena of Assessment, down the road. Tier 5 adventurers, if you're new to the game, haven't got a name yet, go there in the morning, get matched up, patrons watch, decide if you're the match for them.
Can you tell us a bit more about what it entails? Is it like a fight?
Oh yeah, it's it's a fight. You'll have your team. You'll go against another team. Anyone who's looking for a potential team sits around at the arena and watches. No one gets killed. We've got healers on hand. All a bit of fun. People come and watch. Best way to start making names for yourself. Unless you've got a name, I don't mean to presume, but if you've got a bit of fame, you can miss that all out and go straight to the Dragon's Den and make your deal there.
Well, we do know someone named Corks, if that matters.
He collects corks. Right? No, I haven't heard of him. Yeah. And he says, and so you've just arrived today?
Mm-hmm.
Need a room?
How much your rooms go for?
We're the best view in town, so they go for 5 gold a night.
Holy shit, mate.
5 gold. It's pretty steep.
It is.
I'll pay it.
About as steep as the chasm you're going to be hanging over. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How many bids to a room?
They're made for a party of about 5, so we can put you guys in. Yeah. So 4 beds, 5 beds,
Yes.
8 beds actually.
Jesus Christ, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big O will just hand over the gold and be like, yeah, fuck yeah, boy, let's get marks today.
Okay. He takes that in and leans back and grabs a key and chucks you a key and says, when you're ready, it's room 52, just down that long corridor down there, and he points at the far end of the bar, and you can see this corridor just goes off down the corner. You're well away from the tavern, so you won't have to worry about the noise. And yeah, you get your own little balcony as well.
Mate.
How often do people fall down into the chasm?
Well, yeah, a lot, to be honest. A lot. It gets pretty rowdy here, and it wasn't the best idea to put a balcony in the tavern part either, because yeah, we get lots of rowdy people, lots of people trying to prove themselves, and the fight spills out there. We lose a few, but more keep coming in. Yeah.
So as it whittles down the numbers for the challenge, but whatever.
Yeah, well, it's a good way to get rid of the competition, I suppose.
Can you tell us the names of some of the more well-known patrons?
Yes, though if you're just starting out, you probably won't start off with them.
Can you name any patrons that we probably want to stay away from?
No, they're all. It depends what you're into, lad. Like
Money.
Well, yeah, they all deal with money, but some prefer, like, say, if you want to deal with the retributors.
How much
The people do retribution things. The retributors. Yeah, they're the Assassin's Guild here, right? And they basically take on any contract for anyone who breaks a contract with with a patron. They hire the retributors and they hunt them down and kill them. So if you wanted to get into that line of work, it's something you can look at. It's a bit more, say, murderous. But there's other simple ones where you can just go into the north and to the safer, more patrolled areas and collect herbs, or say Bone Boy, he'll probably be watching you tomorrow. He collects spirits out there. It gets you just to place some traps. You have to stay a few nights and try to catch as many spirits as you want, bring them back, and he'll pay you for whatever spirits you bring back. I don't know if you saw some of the stores, but there's a potion store. That person always needs ingredients. The bridge holders always pay a bounty for any blue orc hands you bring back. That could be what you're into, just chopping off orc hands. I don't know what you guys are into.
It's very niche.
Is there anyone interested in buried treasure?
Well, that's where you start to get up into the more influential patrons who have the inside knowledge of where possible treasures can be, and they mount pretty high-end expeditions to go into these long, frozen-over cities, and they have the maps and the means to get you there. but there's a lot of competition for those kind of jobs, and I don't think you boys want to meet those people in the arena of assessment just yet.
What's the best way, or do you think, best type of jobs to take on early on that might impress someone higher up? Because I mean, it's all fun and games collecting flowers and shit, mate.
Mm-hmm. That's very good thinking. Like, for example, the retributors, they pay pretty crap at the start, and normally what you have to do is just go to the north and bring back any bodies that the retributors killed of people who betrayed their contract. So you're just body collecting. Horrible work. But, for instance, if you prove yourself with them, they've got more jobs coming up, and you fall under the protection of this Guild of Assassins, which is pretty good. There are, like, even collecting for Trupp, who's the potion lady, you'll get a discount on potions while you're in her employment, and sometimes as you prove yourself, she'll get you to get harder and harder, more rare, where you have to go deeper type of things.
So if we wanted to impress her at the thing tomorrow, should we just collect potion ingredients off the ground as fast as we can?
Well, you could try. I'm pretty sure that hasn't been tried before, so I don't know if it'll work.
It's one way to stand out, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm sorry lad, but what everyone's looking for is someone who can handle themselves in the wild. And even if you start off with patrons that can't take you as far as your own aspirations are, you can still start to catch the eye of the more powerful patrons by proving yourself and making a name for yourself.
How often do these assessments happen?
Every day the low-level assessments happen.
Is it at a certain time, or do they just happen throughout the day?
You turn up there at about 10 in the morning and you'll get assigned your time slot. It happens pretty quickly. They just go through the fights. And yeah, occasionally there's a tier 4 and a tier 3 fight, but they're more arranged. But yeah, if you guys jump straight in, you'll be set up pretty quick. And from there, if you catch the eye of one of the patrons in the stand, you go into a room afterwards, and whoever's interested comes through and makes their pitch for you, and you make your pitch back to them, and you see who you end up with.
Is there any rules?
The only rules are...
No killing.
No, you can totally go for... Some people get disintegrated in that. We can never heal them from that. But for the most part, we can say they've got a very good healing cadre there that basically surround the place, and as soon as someone's down, they'll heal them and then say, you're off. They give them a bit of time for the companions of their team to heal them. Instead, you're allowed to heal and bring your people back. You are also allowed to buff before you go into the fight. So you don't have to go in there cold and then start. So a good team is always prepared, I guess you'd say. And yeah, I think that's about it as far as rules goes. It's more about putting on a good show, showing what you can do, trying to impress them. If you lose, you still might get a patron or two, but you won't have the choices that the winner will get, and you might find yourself struggling to make a good deal.
Are we judged individually or as a group?
Well, that's another good point, lad. Judged as a group, but sometimes a standout might get tapped on the shoulder by another adventuring group that's looking for a bit of star power.
Sorry, boys.
Have you ever heard of anyone hiring people to join them for the thing?
If you go and represent yourself as a group, the patron is expecting that group. So if you hire someone, they've got to come along with the deal, as in you have to keep them in your group. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, it
Yeah.
is, yeah. Yeah, so basically if we were to go and hire someone, they would have to stay with our group because we are judged as the group.
Yeah, I can't bring in just a ringer for the fight. And
yeah.
like old Torak or something from Yor.
And
Guys
would-
heard of him?
Nah.
Ah.
Do any of the healers hang out here at night time?
Yeah, they're part of the locals. They'll come. A few come in here for a beer. Yeah.
Any susceptible to a little bit of coin?
Probably that one over there, actually. And he looks over at a table, and you see a little sort of elderly lady in plate mail armour and a shield.
Fuck yeah.
That one there, that's Betty the White.
Yeah, let's get her in, boys.
Yeah, she's
Someone
looking.
healer.
I think she's looking for a change, maybe. So a bit of coin would be good.
Fuck, that's amazing. Betty the White. Cool.
Oh, one last question.
Mhm.
Have you heard of any corks of power around this area?
The bar just goes quiet. Oh, lad, there's all sorts of things of power here. I haven't heard about corks specifically, but
They're extremely rare.
you mean like the blue moochie douche? He says, no, I'm just a barkeep, lad. I stay out of the magical game myself.
Are you telling me a barkeep of your stature just doesn't hear the occasional whisper?
Let's roll a persuasion check, and I'll use that to also see if he knows any rules. So I'll say you need over an 18 is my DC.
Yeah, that's not happening. Oh, 18.
I'll give it to you. And he says, well, I've heard that this is never been proven, but it is said there is a cork more powerful than the blue moochie douche. The blue moochie douche is actually a cast off, a burnt out red moochie douche.
Oh no.
I've heard that. I've heard a Kenku monk came in and told me that once.
I'll take out 2 gold and just like leave it on the
Good
bench.
lad. Yeah.
I appreciate your information.
Cool.
What time of the day is it? Is it still pretty early?
No, you guys arrived late afternoon, so we can say it's starting to get into the evening.
What time would the stores close, like roughly, if I wanted to go have a bit of a geeze?
Yeah, we can say you've got time to have a run around before dinner and stuff.
Did you guys want to go anywhere and check anything out?
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
I want to go and check out, like, I don't know, like, probably like one of the magic stores.
Mhm.
Like, not necessarily for like magic weapons, but just like miscellaneous magic things that, I don't know, Mike, you know how we get like a bag of holding or like something like that.
Yeah. Well, say you ask did I say his name?
Yeah, but I forgot it.
The Overlook Tavern Keeper, the Goliath. We'll call him Tum, because
Tum.
I had a character, a Goliath called Tum, and I'll remember that. My name is Tom, and you'll want to go actually to the Essential Adventurers Expedition Emporium. They stock all the basic sort of uncommon to rare magic items that can help adventurers in the north. There might be some stuff in there.
Cool.
And at least this way you'll get an idea of prices and things.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so let's say and he gives you instructions. It's basically the way you came, you did pass it. And so when he describes it, you're like, yeah, I remember that place. And you take your little legs down there and open the door and enter. And it's actually just quite a small room with a massive stone vault behind it, and there's a dwarf there old dwarf with a grey square bed, and also standing on either corner by him are two armed dwarfs. But he's friendly when he comes in. It's quite intimidating. There's no stock or anything out. And he says, hi lads, and then he'll just push a list towards you and says, here's the stock we have. If you give me the coin, I grab it from the back. And it's he has just 6 items on it. There's rings of warmth, which go for 100 gold pieces, a rope of climbing for 250 gold pieces.
Sorry.
Like any rope can be a rope of climbing, is that what it is? Yeah, you just climb up this and it becomes a rope. A robe of useful items, which goes for 500 gold pieces. A bag of holding, which goes for 500 gold pieces. A luck stone, which goes for 600 gold pieces. And cloaks of elven kind, which go for 1,000 gold pieces.
I've got 2 gold.
You see him pull the list.
yeah, just looking at the prices and just mentally going, wow, 6 months rent.
Yeah.
A year's worth of food. Oh my.
Yeah.
That's cool. I just wanted to kind of know what was there, type of thing.
And he says, of course, if there's other things you're after, we can try and get them in, but I'd recommend for odds and ends, you pop across to Ingots, the remarkable shop of wonder. Ingots there, he runs it, and he just has all sorts of weird paraphernalia that comes in from adventurers selling stuff and buying stuff, and it's pretty random what's there, but there can be something that catches your eye at some point.
Can I pull out my cork and ask him to appraise it?
Ooh, he says, a tempting Toledo, I believe. And he looks at that and he'll say, yeah, that would probably go for around 500 gold.
You want it? I'll take 500 gold for it.
Well, he says, I'll sell it for 500 gold to
Yeah.
someone, so I'll take it off you for 300.
I'll tell you what, we make it 450 and you got a deal, mate.
I'm not going to make 50
Well, I tell you
gold.
what about what about a straight trade?
Yeah, but again, I lose money on that because I'm giving you some. What do you want though for it? A
What
ring
was-
of warmth.
What was the things that were like up to 500?
I won't give you something for 500.
Mate, it's a straight trade though. It's value for value.
Yeah, but I don't know if you understand how business works. But I need to make money on the deal.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
He says, "Yeah, I'd go as low as I say, I'll give you 300 for it.
Didn't you just say 350 before?
If he did, he's going down.
Yeah, I'll go as low as 300.
Yeah.
Like, wait,
Or you
what?
can do a straight swap for a rope of climbing.
What was the other things that were there? Sorry, what were the things that were listed as 500?
The robe of useful items.
Yeah, what is that? Because that sounds awesome.
It's can anyone look it up? Because
I'll look it up.
you reach in and you can just pull out. It's got patches on it.
You just roll for the patches, do you?
I think you know exactly what you're getting, but as soon as you pull the patch off and use it, it disappears and can't be used again. And I think it has.
So it's like you're basically pulling off the patches until it's gone.
Yeah.
That's quite cool.
Yeah.
What is a luck stone?
I think it gives you +1 to all your saving throws and stuff like
Oh,
that.
that's pretty hectic.
Yeah, and there was a bag of holding for 500.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just got a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah.
And then this is DM rolls for the additional bits and pieces. But it's got like a 10-foot pole, a steel mirror, a lantern, a couple of daggers, a rope of climbing.
There's a luck stone in here.
It's got 2 sacks.
You just like pull a 10-foot pole out of a patch on your jacket.
Yeah. Like, it's got a 10% chance to have 2 bags of 100 gold.
Oh, you almost get your money back.
That's metagaming though. So. A riding horse with saddlebags?
Yeah, so what you do is
And
you
the horse
rip the
pocket.
patch off and you just throw it and it will just turn into these things.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you this cork of power for 420, mate. Good number. You're still making 80 gold on it, mate.
Well, yeah, but the only person that ever buys them is this fucking tattooed gnome.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
He says, no, I'm sorry. I mean, you can see I'm pretty set in what I sell. I keep my stock pretty limited, and I don't know. I'll struggle to sell this, and I want to make.
You're a patron by any chance? Do you sponsor any adventurers?
No. I just run a business here and deal with the adventurers.
I mean, would you like to?
I have no need of anything else.
I mean, we could acquire more stuff for you to sell.
I get all of these actually made.
Oh.
Yeah.
You don't want to expand the inventory at all? You 6. All I'm saying is 6 items.
Yeah. Well, I used
with
to have
that massive
more.
vault behind you.
There's lots of these items in that vault, like 10 robes of useful items, which takes up a whole clothes rack. And those luck stones.
It sounds like to me that you've got the money and the means to sponsor an adventurer party if you wanted to.
Yeah, but I just don't know what I'd send you out there for.
Tell you what, $350, mate.
Goes deal.
Yeah, sweet. I'll give him the call. Take
Okay.
$350.
Come back to bite ya.
Man, Corks is going to be so disappointed.
Oh, well.
He's going to go and buy another. Hey, look, I found another one.
Just get in this. George, you have this one. Get in this cork loop.
So is that trade all good?
Yeah. So yeah, he slips your costs 350 gold and says, "Do you want to buy anything? The rings of warmth go for 100 gold. They basically guarantee that you'll never freeze out in the north.
Nah, I'm Gucci, mate. You're all good, eh?
Keep it in
I
mind.
might
when you got
come
a bit
back.
more coin.
Yeah, I might come back though.
When 100 gold doesn't sound like an insane amount of money, deal.
That's good thinking, like that's the way you should
Fucking
approach
freezing
it.
up here.
Yeah.
Nibbles is like making a mental note of where the cork is, so you can remember to come back.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So the Essential Adventurers Expedition Emporium, run by Harold Stone Toes, because his toes have been frozen. Like stones.
Should have had a ring of warmth.
The toe ring of warmth. Yeah.
Your toe ring a wall. Yeah.
Alright, so my tempting to lead is gone, mate.
And then, Harold says, another interesting place. You guys look like you can't afford much at the moment, so you won't be able to afford Blackjaw's work, but he inscribes magical tattoos that the top adventurers usually line up for, and gives them a lot more extra power. And
Big O was loving this place, eh? We need to get some cash, boys.
Yeah, we do.
yeah, it's a good incentive, to
Yeah.
do the adventuring thing. And
I think Big O wants to open a bar somewhere, right? So he's probably looking at this place.
and
Make a competitor to the one on the edge.
Yeah, go to the other far edge.
Cool.
Okay, and he says, well, if that's all, I'll be closing up. Good to do business. He's thinking he's going to make himself an easy 150 gold at some point.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah, you're rolling in it. Just hope Cork never actually hopes to see it as Cork again.
I thought they were given to us.
Well, yeah. Oh, well, no, it's a good point.
Yeah.
Because, it was...
They were payment.
Yeah, they were payment.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, he thinks everyone loves Corks as much as him, so...
I love my cork, it's pretty cool.
Cool.
Actually, on that note,
So,
I would have charged it up. Have we been travelling for like a couple
2 days.
of 2 days?
Yeah.
So I would have charged it up to the max of my mega lot of first level spells.
So, you put all your spells into it? Is that how it works? You can
I've
put
got 5 levels worth, so I
okay.
can just fill it up to that.
That's very cool.
So it's like a whole bunch of shield spells.
Yeah, it's a good way for you to practice and stuff as well. Casting spells.
Yeah, that Luckstone's crazy, yeah.
What is it?
What does it do?
So while this polished agate is on your person, you gain +1 to ability checks and saving throws. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
like any ability check.
Mhm.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I think you also have to keep in mind that you can only attune to a certain amount of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that once.
Because it counts towards ability checks, saving throws, and initiative and buffs.
That's great.
So it's like
Friggin' everything.
so yeah, it's pretty much everything.
How does it work towards buffs?
I guess it's like if you're rolling, say, and you've got what's that spell that I used to use all the time at the beginning of the last campaign that buffs you up?
Bless.
Bless. I assume that it would just add a +1 to whatever you roll on that.
Sounds about right.
Mm.
Yeah.
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 For 600 gold.
Yeah, it's pretty hectic, eh?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah, and just as a note, tattoos count as attuned items as
Yeah.
well.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I remember reading about like D&D tattoos that you
There's
can.
some cool ones.
There's some really cool ones.
I haven't got them written here because I know you guys can't get them. But yeah, they go anywhere from 2,000 gold to 15,000 gold.
Holy shit! All right, cool.
Yeah.
Man, the people who supply adventure is just the richest people in the country.
All right, gotta be, eh? Anyway, is there anything you boys want to do?
Shall we jump to the morning?
Yeah.
Because,
Imagine we just go back to the pub.
Wait, hold on. Was Betty White going to be one of the healers around this outside?
There was like Tun says, well, there's rumours. She's always been one of the cadre of healers, but she's looking to move on from that. She's getting old.
Can I go and talk to her and ask if she would be willing to buff us up before we enter the fight?
Okay, yeah. So let's have that conversation.
Okay.
So she's sitting down at the bar, nursing a Kahlua and milk, and sees you approach, and you say,
Hi.
"Oh, hi there, young man. Come on, sit down."
I'd hop up and sit next to her.
Yes.
Like, hi. So, how you going?
I'm doing good.
How's
Big day tomorrow.
big day tomorrow? Yeah, it's a big day for us too. We're actually going to, try and be one of those adventuring parties.
Ah, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I might see you tomorrow then.
Are you going to be there tomorrow?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, cool.
Hmm.
What do you do there?
Oh, I'm in an adventuring party that's going to be fighting other adventuring parties tomorrow.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
So you might end up fighting us.
Hopefully, you look quite small and little.
So are you paid by them to do the assessment?
No. I have been a healer here for about 10 years, and I make an okay living, but I know where the money is. And yeah, found a party called the Deadly Four.
Well, the Deadly Four.
Yes, and they've asked me to join them. Can always do with a good healer, so yeah, I'll be with them tomorrow.
Oh, lovely.
Having our assessment.
Yeah. Well, if I see you out there, I'll
Oh, God,
pull my
the
punches
shit
away.
out of you.
Can I?
Just like Betty White.
I'll transform.
Woo!
And it's
Bigger target.
I'll just be like, it's on.
And she seems delighted, and she's like, excellent. I'll see you tomorrow. I know exactly what I'll be doing tomorrow.
he's like.
I would have left you alone because I didn't think you were a threat, but now.
He's like, let's have a good fight, and holds up his hand for a high five.
And she goes across, goes, best of luck.
Yeah,
If we
and
can
while-
all succeed together, that would be great, but at the moment, it's not the way it works.
As I high five, can I kind of gauge her strength?
Yeah, she's a weak old woman.
Yeah.
That's struggling to hold up this suit of plate mail armor. I don't know why she's wearing it, to be honest.
In that case,
Yeah.
can I possibly just give it a bit of a harder push?
Oh, okay. and hoping to slightly injure her or something?
More like an intimidation.
Okay, roll intimidation.
It's 11 minus 1, I think.
Okay.
Do you get
How are you not intimidated?
Well, yeah, it's always a problem. Sometimes we make it, if you change into something big, you can add your strength modifier to it instead of using your intimidation. Which we'll do for you when you change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost a -1, so.
Don't you get special
Oh,
strength?
yeah, hold on, sorry.
It won't make enough of a difference at the moment. But yeah, she goes, oh, strong.
Well, it's +4.
It's pretty good, eh?
So that'll be 15.
15. Yeah, we'll say she looks a little taken back, and as though she reassesses you again and says, yes, you are a threat.
Then I'll walk off back to the boys.
Okay. And she'll say, see you tomorrow. And she finishes her colour and wanders off.
Oh, she wanders off. I was going to go over and talk to her. Fuck no.
Early night for her.
Yeah.
We're fighting that lady tomorrow.
Yeah, it's all good.
She the healer.
Yeah, she's a healer. So
We'll get
maybe
her
if
first.
we want to target her first, it might be, you know.
Yeah.
Come beat the shit out of an old lady and kill some people. Can't bolt this bitch. Pulls out off the top rope.
Are you impressed, patrons?
Are you not entertained? Just go and drop her in one hit, hey. Fuck, Matt, what have you got us doing?
Don't worry, the rest of them are pretty tough. She's tough. She's a healer though, yeah. Okay, so yeah, we can. Shall we jump to the? So you guys have your night. Your room's amazing. You all pop out on the balcony and look down, and yeah, this chasm just goes forever and disappears into a mist at the bottom. It looks almost unclimbable, the walls on either side, and you can see how the creatures of the north are kept out. There might be places further down where individuals can maybe cross somehow, but right here, right now at this entranceway, you just can't see how anything could cross unless it can fly. And then you can just see this, to the right of you, this long, stretching, massive arched stone bridge that goes all the way to the second gate castle, another craggy castle. And on both sides there's arches on the castle overlooking the bridge. Yeah, and then, so you settle down and have a sleep, wake up in the morning, have a good hearty breakfast. Ton sorts you out with bacon and eggs and stuff like that. And yeah, you make your way to the arena assessment. Ton says you can't miss it, just look for the tall poles with the red triangle flags flying on it. And then as you come out of the tavern, you can see it in the distance over all the buildings, these multiple flags. And yeah, you make your way there, and standing at the gateway is a tall man in blue robes who's holding a slate and chalk in one hand. And you hear him say, "All right, good luck, Betty. We'll see you soon." Yes, you do it for the rest of the healers out there. And then he turns to you guys and says, looking for an assessment?
Like, oh, yes, up, bro. I'm Big O.
Big O. You see him stop and write that down. Big O
Just Big O. These are my boys. You almost say we're a band. You call us a boy band if you want. I don't really care. It's up to you, bro. I don't judge. Whatever you
We
want.
do need a name for your group.
Big O and the boys.
Big O and the boys it is. Can I have each of your names, you strapping lad? Arthur the...
After what?
Arthur the halfling. Arthur the
half belt.
You've got half a belt?
Yep.
Arthur of the half belts. Are you with them or?
Yeah, I'm with them.
Oh,
Why would you think I wasn't?
pretty young. What shall we call you?
Zeph.
You can see he's clearly disappointed. And he's like, okay, Zeph. Now, and what form are you in?
Normal, just
Okay.
like, yeah.
And he turns to you and he takes you all in again. Like, he's looking at little gnome and sandals and a white singlet.
No, I have my new gears on, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, a bit more impressive. He takes you in Big O and the boys, you can tell why you're the leader. Are you wearing...
Yeah, some slightly nicer.
Do you know what it looks like yet?
Probably nothing too flash, but just, I don't know, tidy and like fantasy clothes. maybe like black with like some like little metal studs or something.
Okay,
maybe
cool.
Tough.
Yeah, and maybe braces and
Yeah.
stuff. Cool.
Big cork.
Yeah, the big cork insignia. So he's got you, and then finally little rabbit guy as well, and you, sir,
Nibbles,
Nibbles.
the bunny.
At least you've got a Nibbles the bunny. He writes that down. And he says, "Okay, come in," and he brings you in. And he says, "Just head down that corridor. There's a room. When the gates open, you go out. You'll hear me announcing you both teams. Gates open. Come out. Make sure you've done what you can before you come out, and then try kill the other 4 people at the other end, and make a good show of it. I mean, people pay to come and watch this." And he's like looking at you. And he walks off, and so you move down the corridor, and you find yourself in this room. It's got a big double door at one end, and a few seats, and a privy if you need to relieve yourself, and some lockers. It's like a little sports room. How do you want to prepare?
Can I try? How long do we have before it starts? Like roughly.
Let's say you can start to hear the guy talking to the crowd, and he's in the middle. You can hear his voice booming, and he says, "We've got their first assessment today. It'll be starting in 1 minute, folks. 1 minute."
Quickly, how many good berries do I? 10 berries. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I cast good berry,
Mm-hmm.
and then pass everyone 2 good berries? So, and just say like, have this if you're gonna go down.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I was just going to say, it can't revive someone when they're down because they can't eat unless you put the berry in their mouth and make them.
Yeah. I mean, can we like swap out our teeth for a good berry too? No.
Hold on to the back of your mouth.
You just
just
make your
have
mouth will bite down when you pass out.
I'll take a hit of the wobbling whiskey.
Okay, and that gives you +2 on the pass or something.
Yeah, +2 to my AC.
Cool. Anything for Zed?
Before like the minute 30 seconds before we step out, I'll do expeditious retreat.
Cool.
That's 10 minutes.
Cool. Yeah, and that gives you the dash option and stuff, right? Awesome. Nibbles the bunny.
I don't really. Can I see the arena?
Not yet. You can try and look through the little crack in the door. Let's draw it. That's a good idea. So you can get a little idea. So you boys this corridor went down here.
Yeah.
Betty must have walked down here and come out to here. So you're in this locker room here with these 2 doors here, and so you look out and it's sort of a circular square, and interestingly there are, say, some very high pillars where those flags are coming off. And they're here. So these pillars are each 20 feet high and can act as cover, but everything else is sandy ground, and you see as you try and look through the crack just a smattering of people looking a little bit bored. It's not a great crowd. And you also see standing here and here like ball boys, basically 2 people dressed as healers ready to run out.
I'm just going to go bathroom before we start this.
Cool.
Grab my water.
Can I get clarification on something now?
Yeah.
So produce flame.
Mm-hmm.
You create a flame,
Yeah.
and then you throw it at people.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I thought it was 2 actions, like the actual creation, and then you could just like use that as a source to throw fire.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's a cantrip, right?
It is a cantrip, yeah.
I think if it just says...
I'm thinking of the bonfire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they get a different spell. Yeah, you can attack with flame or doing so instant spell.
Who have we got here? Who have we got?
I might be the smaller one.
Yeah, we've got another smaller one.
That's 5 feet, those squares as well.
Is that the other side?
Yeah.
Okay. And not the first one through the door, that's for sure.
Dave!
Yeah, it was going to be really interesting because these people are all second level too.
So, are we going to have a little strategy talk?
I've got Entangle. So I can,
So we
I
go
can,
up Betty, right?
I can
Yeah.
make it. Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
chase
of
her
course
down.
we go up to Betty. Nibbles gonna yell Betty and just charge her. Like that was his first move.
If we just swarm,
Betty.
someone calls, we swarm one person.
So like
We swarm the next.
World of Warcraft
Yeah.
arenas area. Get the healer.
Yeah.
The bloody paladin bubbled the whole time.
Which is us, but here.
Yeah.
I love your minis lying down.
He's drunk, bro.
Alright, so yeah, you can have a little quick talk for a strat as he's telling jokes to the crowd, trying to get them revved up. Doing his spiel to the crowd, and you're sitting in this room.
So we'll drop Betty first. If we've got a wizard. If they've got a wizard, we go wizard second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got a plan?
Okay,
Who can heal?
Me.
Just you?
Yeah.
And the good berries.
Oh, and good
We'll
berries.
give a good pep talk, because I'm the
What are
leader.
the
Big on the
berries
boys.
Give you 1 HP. They're an emergency food, guys.
Yeah.
It's okay, I've only got 10, so that's why it's like...
So yeah, Big O will step up and be like, "Oh, it's a game of two halves, boys. You know, you want to drop the shoulder pretty quick. You know, fucking dig deep. You know, you got to do the hard yards if we're going to make this and get ourselves a patron and shit. You know, if there's an old lady on the other team, drop her, like Arthur said. Apparently we pissed her off last night, but, you know, whatever. Maybe we can recruit her afterwards. If her team's shit, if they're pretty good, then we might be fucked, but no worries. So, yeah, just dig deep, and then, yeah, just go hard, eh?"
Good speech, Big O. Good speech.
It was just like nodding at every word.
Yeah, you're in the corner. Yeah. Okay.
I'll do my knuckles as well, just before the door.
Excellent. So that gives you rage and bless, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you hear this guy announce, "All right, folks, let's get this show on the road. In the west corner, you have Big O and the boys, featuring Big O and Zeph and Arthur the half belt, whatever that means, and Nibbles, he can, the bunny." And you sort of just, yeah. Few little claps.
Zeph will be like, shit, I've got to come up with another name now.
And he says, "And in the east corner, we have the Deadly Four, consisting of Doomblade, the Lord of Edges,
Damn.
Lord of Edges.
Betty the White." And the crowd goes crazy at Betty the White. She's a local healer here who's trying to make it big. And
They're gonna hate us.
Sneaky Stabby. And finally, Gordoff, the Desaturated. And the crowd sort of claps at that one too, slightly confused. And then it all opens up. The doors open up, and across from you see one guy, a tall guy, dual wielding 2 scimitars. He's got a hood over and a beard, and he looks like he's seen stuff, and he looks edgelordy. And he's got 2 scimitars that he's spinning as he comes out, and the crowd's going wild. And then this Gordolf the Desaturated is this stooped old man, another old man with a long beard and a grey pointy hat. And then you see the familiar face of Betty the White with fire in her eyes as she's looking for nibbles. And finally you see a little goblin with 2 vicious little knives, and he comes out. It's just saying, "Sneaky and stabby, sneaky and stabby." You're not quite sure what class he would be. Okay, and so we're going to roll the all-important initiative.
Oh, God.
And I'll roll some dice. Doomblade. Doomblade got a 12. Gordolf got a 14. Betty the White. Oh, she only got a 7.
So you were about to say a net 20 for Betty.
Yeah.
That would be the end of nibbles. And finally, Sneaky Stabby. I was going to have him riding a wolf, but I thought that's too much. There you go. That's plus 4. 17, 21 for Sneaky Stabby.
Sneaky stabby.
Okay, what did you guys get? Staying with Joe.
19.
Nice. Nibbles.
23. Coming for you, Betty.
Zed.
5.
Uh-oh. And
11.
okay. Okay, so let's put where we all are. We'll just say we're there, basically, like that. Because the doors have opened, and we've all got to do our movements and stuff. They've seen you, you've seen them, and everyone gets ready to move. Nibbles, you can go first.
How far are they? It's 5 feet, right?
Yeah.
7
5,
feet.
10 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85.
So they're like a dash away type of deal.
Yeah. What's my movement? 30 feet. So I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Mm-hmm.
Move up to here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, which one's Betty?
She's this
Tiny little one.
She's this little one here, and that's the Stabby, that's the Wizard, and that's
Alright.
Doomblade.
Cool. Nibbles will pull out, grab a little ice knife from its little pouch and throw it at Betty.
Is he still short at the moment?
Yeah, he's still short.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "I'm coming for you, Betty!" What would it be like?
Crowd starts booing. Leave Betty alone, not Betty. Okay, so her armor class is 16. It's a chain and shield, sorry, not heavy plate.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter because, if it hits, it still explodes, right?
Oh, that's so true.
So it's 13 plus 5, so 18.
It's a hit.
Yeah. So she takes 1d10 piercing.
Okay.
I always forget which one is the 10. 7 piercing damage to Betty. And then the shard explodes. The target and each creature within 5 feet must succeed on a dex saving throw.
So that's only going to be... so Betty has to save as well, right?
Yep.
And
The Wizard.
Gordolf the Desaturated Okay.
That's the best name.
Okay. So what do they have to roll?
The save is 13.
Okay, and Betty's got no dex bonus. But she rolls a 19.
Yeah, so she
And
saves.
Gordoff has no dex bonus either. And he rolls a 19.
That sucks.
So they take no damage?
They take no damage.
Ah.
Sweet. And then as my bonus action, I will wild shape.
Oh, nice move, actually.
Yeah.
Betty is mad.
Yeah. So like, I'll throw the little knife and just, oh, Betty!
And some of the boos turn into a cheer as they see this little rabbit that looked like it was just trying to ice knife their favourite little old lady suddenly turn into this huge fearsome beast. Now it's Sneaky Stabby's turn.
Which is this little one here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he can double dash. So he'll get to you.
Oh, cool.
So you're going to make him double dash?
Yeah.
So we like, hold on. Oh, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. I don't know how long is this. He can just go straight to him.
Yeah, he can do the 60.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
He's fast. He's not. Yeah, so he will take a stab, but he won't get sneak attack on you, which is good. He needs Doomlord beside him. And
Thank God.
It's so much more edgelordy because he's level 2.
Yeah. He's one of the most impressive people you've seen, but you notice when he was doing his scimitar things, they were a little bit out of sync. kind of shit. Okay, so he adds +5 to hit as he comes in screaming, "No, Stinky, just stab me!" 19,
Yeah, that hits.
and it's just going to be a 1d6 +3. 3 + 3, 6.
6 damage. Cool. Done.
Arthur, you're going to struggle to... Oh, you can get to... Poor Sneaky's up over reach.
Maybe I'll just run past. You alright?
Did you say that as
Go
a
for it.
pass? So you you use your action to dash?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're raging at the moment.
Yep.
And, cool. Gordoff.
Oh, wait, does it? Oh, I suppose that ends my rage because I haven't attacked someone.
No, I'm cool with letting.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's a bad rule about rage where, as long as you're in combat and there's targets and stuff. I'm happy to.
Quick question, how high are those poles, by the way?
20 feet high, and then there's flags on top that extend further. Okay, Gordoff sees you charging towards him, and he panics, and he's going to cast Sleep on you.
Is
And
Gordoff
that's
this one here?
He's the tallest one.
The tallest
Yeah.
one? Oh, yeah.
And he gives a bit of a girly scream, and then just goes, "Ah!" and throws, and you see all this sort of powder drift towards you. So he rolls a 5d8, and if he does more than your hit points, you fall asleep.
I don't think you will. I also have this the cork of the slippery peak thing. It says I can't be paralyzed or restrained, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's fine.
not to
Yeah.
sleep. Okay. Let's see what he gets. 7 and a 7, 14. Oh, and a 1 and an 8, so 15, 23, 26.
27.
So yeah, you're running and you start to stumble as this lethargy takes you, but then you're in this rage, the red mist, you just shake, and he screams even louder as he sees you go, "Ah!" He's used to people falling asleep at second level. Nice dude. Has he got a bonus action? He's definitely going to run behind Doomlord. And he can't cast another spell. Yeah, so he just goes behind Doomlord.
him. Like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. And Doomlord says, "Stay behind me, wizard. We'll get through this together." And it's Doomlord's turn. So he's going to come at you. and meet the charging bull of a dwarf. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Comes in with his 2 scimitars. So the first scimitar +4 to hit is a 19.
That'll hit.
Yeah, and I'll just roll for the second too. He doesn't get the modifier on the second one. So yeah, comes in with 1 and hits you with a solid blow, but the second one you've already pushed past him and his arms hit the side of you. And so that does 1d8 +3. 2, 5 points of damage, and then you will halve that, right?
Do I round up or down?
Down.
Cool.
And he might as well burn his action surge now. So he takes another attack. Uses his action surge. As these whirling natural 20 Doom Blade. And so I'll double that. Oh, sorry, I'll roll this one. Double that 1 to be a 2 plus 3, so another 5.
Halved or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 of his flashing scimitars cut into you, but they don't cut as deep as they can as you shrug them off. This bull of a dwarf charging through. So that was Doomblade. Big O!
Can I use my bonus action at any point?
Mm-hmm.
So I can use it at like the beginning type
Yeah.
thing? Okay. Just wondering. I'll come forward. Fucking I go 35 feet. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I counted it. What the fuck am I doing? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I might just kick it there for the moment, and I'll use my action to dodge.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's cool. Now it's Betty the White's turn. She has burned a spell slot, I'll say. She blessed everyone here. It hasn't affected them yet. The attacks would have hit almost either way. I forgot to add them. But everyone in her group is blessed. So she's got 2 more spell slots left. And she sees this charging dwarf as well, who's sort of in the way of the man she wants to destroy. Her arch nemesis. But yeah, she's going to launch a guiding bolt at you. She prays to her god. White light forms in her hands and she pushes it towards you. Now if she hits, it does radiant damage, so it gets past your tough stuff, and it will do. But you haven't taken any damage yet, eh?
No, I took 5.
Oh, 5. You didn't. Yeah.
Oh, 4. No,
Yeah.
before, sorry.
It's going to do 46 radiant damage if it hits. She adds +3. 19. This
Is
dice
this armor class?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
So it's going to do 46 on you, Joe, of radiant.
46. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's a level 1 spell too. 7, 13, 18 points of radiant damage.
Fuck,
That's
man.
fucking hectic.
Yeah.
Blasts into you, slowing your charge. She's got 1 spell slot left.
Can I yell out when I see that happening? You missed, Betty!
I'll get to you yet, you young whippersnapper. Zeph.
Yeah. Alright.
I'm just thinking you're going to cast some magic this time.
Yeah.
I'm making noise.
5, 6, 7. I mean, I can actually just bonus action dash as well, but the spell I want to cast has 90 feet range.
Nice.
So I see the wizard go, I see what you did there, and I'm going to use the sleep spell that was in the ring and cast it right back at him.
That'll do it too. Those 2 are weak. Bugger.
So 5.
That's amazing. Because Doomlord ain't going back to wake people up.
9, 8, 17,
Well, at least one of them's going to force.
18.
18 total, and you were focused on the wizard?
Yeah.
Oh, but is Betty hurt? Betty got hurt, eh? Yeah, she's down to 5 hit points. Who hurt her?
Me.
And Gordoff the desaturated, he's only got... What have you got, Gordoff? 8 hit points.
So they're both
yeah,
asleep.
yeah, and Doomlord isn't aware at all because he's out for glory. Oh, that's it.
Let's fuck up your plan, Matt.
Like, man, this is going to test them.
2 of them fall asleep instantly. That's what you get for having old people on your team.
Yeah, when they turn back, they'll just think, oh, it's past their bedtime. They drifted off. Okay, amazing, Zeph.
Because how long do they fall asleep for?
1 minute, I believe.
Holy shit.
Unless woken up.
Yeah.
But no one's going to wake him up.
Yeah, 1 minute. And bonus action, I'm just going to regain a first level spell slot this sorcerer points.
Oh, you're killing it.
Because I don't have anything else.
You get a big cheer from the crowd at that because they saw Gordoff try cast his sleep spell on one of you and it was resisted. And then this little blue guy dashes out, casts the same spell, and suddenly 2 people, their 2 casters at the back, just drop and are sleeping soundly. Zeph, you get a big cheer from the 4 people in the crowd. Okay, back to the top, Nibbles.
Okay, so
Let's turn the tide.
I'm so tempted to climb the pillar as the bear, revert form as my bonus action, and then throw a ice knife and take down the 2 casters.
You wouldn't kill them though?
He'd killed Betty.
No, you'd wake them up.
You might
We
get
can-
disadvantage on it too because they're
Yeah.
prone. Ranged
Right.
attack.
Yeah.
You can circle around and kill her at the end of it.
Yeah.
Kill the sneaky stabby guy, man.
Yeah, just
We'll
kill
save
them.
her for you.
At the end.
She's not going
At the
anywhere.
end, throat slit. Sleeping Betty.
Like real slow in front of the crowd, eh?
Well, keep the healers away.
Yeah,
Just staring down a healer.
Yeah.
It's not real bad.
I will use I'll use multi attack, so I'll attack the rogue in front of me.
Yeah.
Sneaky stabby.
Yeah.
So first bite. So that's 11 plus 6, 17.
Yeah, that'll hit. Just
Just
find his stats. Yeah, he's got a 14 armor class.
and so that is 1 plus 4, so 5 damage. Piercing.
5 damage. Okay. It's down to 7.
And I'll claw him for 17 plus 6.
Yeah. 2 claws rip across Sneaky Stabby.
And then 6 plus 4, 10, 14 damage.
Sneaky Stabby goes down.
Yes.
Look, man, my party's way more balanced than your party. I got healers, I got wizards, I got a tank.
Okay,
Shit house.
so I've got a bonus action.
Oh, yeah, so, yeah, Sneaky Stabby just gets
Oh,
ripped
no.
open by the savage were-rabbit.
Yeah, and I'll just use my movement to move forward, charging Betty. So I've got I've got more as a bear, I think.
Revenge will be mine. And yeah, there's a huge roar as you just rip through this little
So-
goblin that people weren't too fond of.
I've got 40 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Kill Betty the White. She's immortal. Okay, and then Sneaky Stabby's turn. He's bleeding out, and a healer. You can see a healer on the side waiting, you know. But then they realise they haven't got any healers up at the moment. But they're holding off. They'll come and do the heal when it's clear that no one can bring them back. Arthur, you're charging
Cool.
through.
I'm just going to take a couple of swings on this guy.
Okay, Doomlord.
So
The last one standing.
10 plus the bless is for
Yeah.
attack. Yep. 13 plus
You go over 15.
17.
That's
for
a hit.
That's 5 damage.
5 damage. Takes him down to 13 hit points.
And I'll just do the offhand.
Bonus attack.
12, 16 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
And I don't add the rage bonus on the second.
You can add the rage bonus, but not your strength damage to it.
Sweet.
So I think it's +2.
Oh, the rage bonus for the
Yeah.
attack, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's...
Should be just 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3. Down to 10. Yeah, so Arthur, who's been charging through, shaking off spells, meets Doomlord, who's cut twice into him, but Arthur pays him back with a huge hammering fist to the head and to the body, and Doomlord keeps swinging and looking magnificent.
He just keeps flourishing.
Yeah.
Do you guys like it was like the Three Musketeers movie years ago, and just like, and Porthos goes, yeah.
Now it's Gordolph's turn. He's sleeping soundly, having one of the best sleeps of his life, because he often has to get up like every 10 minutes to pee. Now he's good. Now it's Doomblade's turn. And yeah, he's going to use his bonus action to second wind and get some life. It's going to take you all out, guys. Because everyone here he's concerned about making a good show as well. Oh, but he only gets 1 plus... That's terrible. 1 plus 2. 3. He gets a little bit of life back, 13. And his action, he attacks you with his scimitar for a natural 1.
He flourishes himself.
Sword flies out of the air, and he has to swap to his other sword. And then we go to Big O. You see Arthur dealing with this amazing warrior.
Yeah, so I'll just go straight up to him and I'll swing on him straight away. So 12?
You got to get a 15.
Okay, cool. I'll spend a key point to do flurry of blows, so it's like 2 more unarmed strikes. 12 again. Oh yeah, sweet. That's 23.
Okay, so yeah, you come at him hammering away. 2 of your blows miss, but the third one lands.
So 5 damage.
5 damage. He's down to 8. He's getting just... These 2 little street thugs are just punching him. He's like, it's not supposed to go like this, as he's holding one scimitar trying to be a magnificent jeweller. It's just not working out. Betty's sleeping soundly. Zach, your turn.
There somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, come on, man, know when you beat, and I'll witch bolt him.
Doomlord never gives up. I'll take you all, mate.
And I miss.
Yeah. He knocks it aside with his scimitar. Your magic is weak. Back to the top, Nibbles.
Alright, I'll run up to Betty.
Oh my god. Uh-huh.
Okay, so I get a multi-attack here, right?
Does he get advantage because she is prone in a
Yeah,
sense?
yeah.
So, can I swap out one of the attacks to hold Betty up and shake her awake?
Yeah.
And then
I'll do that.
do my second attack?
Okay. Yeah, so this huge lumbering beast of a rabbit bear lumbers up to Betty and picks her up with one claw and holds her and shakes her, and she's oh, it's you, my friend I met last night. And
then I just claw her face.
I'll give you advantage on that because you could have attacked her prone.
Nat 20 for the second one.
If you do, she's got 5 hit points and her life is 13. So if you do 18 points of damage or more, that's instant kill.
That's awesome, bro.
Okay. Minimum of 9 damage.
Yeah.
4, 5, so that's 9,
Okay, so it was your
It's
double
9
dice.
plus 4, so that's 13.
30.
Did you double the dice?
No.
That's a critical hit.
Double damage.
Okay, so it's 26.
Oh,
Just squeezes and her head explodes.
Yeah. You don't know you're in strength in this form, and you rip
Let's
her
just-
head clean off, and it flies into the back of the room, hits the wall, and rolls to life. It's like pulled off the desaturator. And you're left holding it.
It's like made this swap.
I just want to give her a little scar.
It's my friend. Fucking clean takes her head off. She's like 85. She just wanted to be an adventurer.
She's a bit of extra cash.
So
It's a new
we
start
wanted
for
to
it.
make an impression.
Yeah, this
It's like killing an old lady that everybody loves. Fuck, we're gonna
is
get
this-
nowhere.
hushed silence falls over the arena, and everyone stops. Even Doom Lord. I don't need to. And he's like, oh my god. That was amazing. But everyone else is quiet, and the healers run up to Betty's. You're holding her body, and I say, they're trying to heal her. Nothing's working.
Heal the head or body.
I need to get some water.
Oh, I love D&D.
That's my friend. Fuck you guys.
Betty the White.
Fuck you wrong there.
She was going to be one of my great reoccurring characters.
I was keen to have her in the party as well. Fuck, that's why I wanted to talk to her.
Maybe she'd come back and haunt him.
Oh my god, Kitty the White just got fucking ripped
And you're
up.
right, she's really popular. She's been a healer here for 10
Yeah,
years.
exactly.
All the adventurers love her. Wow, how's that going to play out?
We've got to get run out of town or something.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah. We'll wait for Jake. Unless he just left.
Yeah, he's over this campaign. He's out of here, right? He's had enough. He's been tortured, beaten up an old lady. Murdered her. It's not been going easy for him, eh?
She was asleep.
Woke up to have her head taken off.
Just, yeah, as you're saying. She just was going to be a new start.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I'm going to say Doomlord's just stopped as well. He's lowered his weapons and everyone is just quiet. And the guy with the chalkboard comes out and he said, I think we'll leave that clear. And yeah, let's take a break, everyone. And yeah. And you can see the healer's like, can you put her down, please?
I lower her gently.
And yeah, they carry her off. And Gordoff wakes to the head of Betty the White beside him. And yeah, he's a bit disconcerted. He says, did we win? And she says nothing. But it's just a head check.
Is it like a photo of her kids?
They were waving in the Betty will be alright. And yeah,
I've got Revivify right.
They work on a headless.
She says nothing. Fucking hell. Oh my god, dude.
And they revive Sneaky Sturdy. One of them does. The rest are still trying to heal Betty. And yeah, a person comes and ushers you off and says, "Well, we'll see who's interested in working with you. If you guys come through here and take you to a side door, and
Once Nibbles is away from the crowd,
yeah."
he's going to go back into a small bunny that
Mhm.
put his cloak up.
Can I go up to Doom or whatever his name was,
Yeah,
and shake his hand?
yeah. He's kind of stunned, and he's like, and he shakes his hand and says, "I don't really think this is for me."
Yeah. I'll shock and grasp him while I'm shaking his hand
Okay.
and do 7 damage. Oh no, sorry, it's only a 1.
Oh, I was going to say if you did 8, you would have killed him. Well, knocked him out. But yeah, he just and drops his scimitar and pulls off his hood, and he goes, "I'm going back to the farm. This is. I didn't know you'd kill people."
Neither did I.
And yeah, he leaves out another door with Gordoff, and well, yeah, only 3 of them leave. And you guys find yourself in this room. There's a rail, and beyond the rail are 4 empty chairs. And
You don't know how to play this.
Off the rails.
I'm planning for quite a few things. I had here, unless someone has the disintegration spell, no one's going to die at 2nd level. Don't need to worry about that.
God.
Yeah.
That's the one person as well that is like universally loved by the crowd, and you kill him by accident, bro, by decapitation. It's insane.
Accidental decapitation.
Okay, and then behind the 4 doors, I'm just gonna go with what I had. But they're gonna be
Betty's husband.
Betty's kids.
yeah. This is a murder trial. Okay, the first person that comes out is a half-orc woman. She looks kind of almost hippie-ish. She's got flowers in her hair. And she looks at you all and nods, looks at you, and doesn't know what to say. And she takes a seat, and she's got a little notepad out and doesn't say anything. And then behind her comes a small goblin in a hooded robe. And he's got a little bone bird on his shoulder that's actually moving around and bobbling. And he's kind of giggling as he comes in. Betty White. And he takes a seat and he sort of leans back and the bird's hopping around on his shoulders. And then comes this tall, lean lady who walks almost cat-like, wearing tight leather armour and stuff, and she's got a wooden mask on with all sorts of knocks around the edge of the mask, painted white. And she moves with a grace, and she sits down and has a look at you and nods. This is quite the kill. And then finally, a sort of tough-looking, rough soldier dressed in the bridge holder's garb comes in, and he says, "It's a bloody sad business. Bloody sad business. We all love Betty. She's healed all of us one time or another. She delivered my son. Bad business." And he sits down and he's glaring at you. And the announcer, the guy with the chalkboard, says, "So these 4 patrons have shown an interest in you. You seem to get the job done. You have a ruthlessness that hasn't been seen in this arena for many a year. Betty worked this arena for over a decade. And I don't think she lost a single person. It's ironic. That on her last day of retirement, basically, she was one of our first fatalities ever.
She could save everyone but herself.
You can see him writing that down. Very apt. Very apt. That'll go on her gravestone. Yeah, and he says, before you, the 4 patrons who are interested, congratulations on a clear-cut victory. I mean, you had already basically won. And there was really no need to decapitate our beloved healer. There was one person left standing on it. But we're all looking to make an impression, and an impression you have made. In fact, I'm sure this will be talked about for years. Everyone here is looking to make a name for themselves. And
just to clarify, Nibbles isn't laughing his head off, is he?
No.
Yeah, I love that he's just sitting there pissing. Fuck. Oh, God.
And yeah, so he says, and I'll leave the patrons to make their pitch to you, and good luck in making a deal, gentlemen. I have some business now to attend to. I won't go into the details, but my day has suddenly become very hectic. Imagine the picture I'm going to draw.
Fucking everyone's going to hate us.
Okay, so the first person talks to you and says, it's the orc lady, kind of hippie-ish, Druidish, and she says, greeting Big O and the boys. My name is Trupp, and I run the local alchemist shop here. I've been running it for 10 years. I need a regular stream of materials. Some of the most powerful can be found in the north. Very dangerous. Sometimes you have to travel far into contested territories, into territories defended by horrible creatures and monsters. So I pay you well to bring me back a list of items that I give you. In return, as I say, I pay you well. I pay you at cost for the materials, then I turn them into potions. You also get a 15% discount on any potion I make in the store. And I also have a number of contacts that can help you with training and stuff you need in the downtime. So please keep me in mind. It is a lot more gathering than decapitating, but there will be lots of danger involved. So I need people that get the job done and aren't afraid to do what it takes to bring me back my flowers. And then she nods, and she'll ask you guys a question too. Specifically, you, Nibbles. Tell me a little bit about yourself. What are you looking for in a business deal?
I'm looking for a bit of gold. And specifically, I'm collecting these corks. So.
Oh, that's your thing, is it? Cork collecting.
I don't have much going on in my life at the moment. But yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting you should say that, because I am in the cork trade as a potion maker, and I have numerous contacts, and occasionally do need to find the special kind of corks. So keep that in mind. Have you? How far has your collection gone?
It's got 1, 2 corks.
But
Oh.
he sees them.
Yeah.
She sees them and says, they are corks of power.
Yeah, but I'm looking for the rare red Moochie Dooch.
She gasps and says, that is just a legend. Who have you been talking to?
Nibble's just...
He says, if you join my expedition, I can tell you a bit of information about the red Moochie Dooch. I'll leave you with that for now to ponder on while the others make their offers.
Thank you. And Nibbles like nods his head.
The next one is the little goblin in the hood with the bone boot. And he's giggling him, and he says, they call me Bone Boy. I trap and tame wild spirits that are lost in the wildlands. What I do is provide you with the spirit traps and the locations where lots of these feral wild spirits can be found. You might have to stay a couple of days to see what you catch. And that's why I need adventurers who are ruthless and can fight, because as creatures learn about your location, more and more will converge on you. He says, so what I do is I pay you for the spirits that you bring to me from the spirit traps. I pay you at cost, and then I will tame and calm those spirits so that they can be sold on to the various totem fighters that are found throughout the realm. And he says, I don't know if this means anything to you, but yes, there is an underground totem fighting tournament that is held throughout the land where people infuse them with various spirits, and the greatest totem fighters make very good coin. And perhaps as our relationship increases, I'll trust you with more powerful traps and the locations of several powerful spirits that can earn a lot of coin if ever caught. And he says, and that is my offer to you. And he looks at you, Zeph, and says, you look familiar. And you kind of might have recognised this guy as maybe a guy that Tinkertok deals with.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
this-
Zev's just kind of like watching the bird, and then he's like, what?
You look familiar, blue fellow.
Oh, I'm from York.
Ah, that's where I had seen you. I often travel there to...
I'm like the only blue guy there, so yeah, I mean,
Oh,
you
pretty
see me, it was
special you
probably
think
me,
you
yeah.
are, right? Pretty special. He thinks he's special, birdie bird. And the birdie bird says nothing, because it has no vocal cords. And he says, yes, so that's my offer. The chance for advancement, to earn good money, and learn about this underground spirit world. And then the tall, beautiful lady with the mask has been leaning back and leans in and says, I am of the Retributors, one of the spokespeople and one of their assassins. Our offer is quite simple to start with, and it might not be very fashionable, but when people break their contracts here in Yor, the Retributors are hired to make sure they don't break contracts anymore. Now the problem is our Retributors are very skilled, and usually we only need to send 1 or 2 assassins to deal with any party that has broken a contract. And then what they do is they leave the bodies out there in the wildlands. And what I need people to do at the entry level is to take our sleds, go collect those bodies and bring them back as proof that we've completed our part of the contract. From what I've seen, you could advance far in the organisation. Not only collecting unbeheaded bodies, but also doing a bit of beheading yourself perhaps in the future as a warning to those who would break contracts. And she says, and the main advantage I provide is that you will fall under the protection of the guild, and anyone who messes with you messes with the guild.
How far does that reach extend?
Throughout Winter's Coast.
So not to York?
Yes, we have agents in York. We have to be mindful of Pirate Lord Bowl, who runs the town, and also we try, our assassinations have to be very discreet there, or we earn the wrath of the Chris King, which we are very mindful of. And she says, yes, but consider us. We're a powerful organisation and have many jobs for the right people. Especially ones that assassinations won't take care of. And then the final one is that soldier who's been glaring at Nibbles. Betty White's son. No, he's not. And he just says, look, I'm from the bridge holders. We let you through. I'm not making you any special offer. I'm just here to say, if you come across orcs, chop off their hands. We'll give you $5 per hand. If you chop off a chieftain's hand, which has a special tattoo on it that we won't tell you what it is, to avoid forgeries, you get 50 gold for that. Just part of the problem is these orcs have started gathering, so we need to thin their numbers and knock them back. Otherwise they make a push every now and then on our second gate. That's it. Don't have anything else to say. And he stands up and looks at you and just spits on the ground. Walks out. Not Betty. Not Betty. Yeah, so, and then the guy with the chalkboard says, Big O and the boys, do you have any questions? Would you like to take some time to chat, perhaps?
Yeah, I think it'd be good if we take some time to chat and maybe see if we're still safe in the city.
No, the chalk man says, well, actually the no-name, who she introduced herself as no-name, the retributor, says there will not be any contracts taken out on you. Everything that happens in the arena assessment stays within the arena. Death is a possibility, though we haven't seen someone who is asleep get beheaded after the fact. But rules are rules. But yeah, Betty has many friends. I can't vouch for them. Yeah. Okay, do you guys want to have a chat, or do you want to have a session to think about it?
I mean,
I can send you the information if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that. And you've all leveled up from the experience.
From the experience of killing Betty.
The XP you got from killing Betty just got you over the top.
That's fucking insane.
So yeah, even also have a think how you level up too, because getting to level 3 for some of you is a step for you and you.
Yeah.
I get meta magic.
Meta magic, and it doesn't matter too much for you, does it? You've already. Do you choose a school still, right? Or has it been chosen at second level?
It's chosen at second.
Yeah. But have a think. You can add to your backstory in any way you want. You might meet an adventurer here that teaches you something, or
just the trauma of seeing an old lady.
Yeah.
Decapitated awake or something.
yeah, it could. take your rage to a whole new level.
Yeah.
I can't wait to listen back to this on the.
That's
Yeah, me
an
too.
amazing episode.
That's fucking mental.
Yeah, that's.
She
That's
didn't
one of
even
the
leave
greatest
locker
things.
room. Like,
She didn't even make it into the arena.
Like the doors open, then she fell asleep. And then there was, I mean, it was like 18 seconds.
Yeah. Didn't you? So you ripped through, you destroyed the goblin, and carried on lumbering, and just ripped Betty. You have made earned some reputation for yourself. Nibbles the
Funny.
white slayer.
A white slayer.
That was awesome, dude.
Yeah, cheers for that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
I'll send you. I'll send you through all the info, and you guys can have a chat in private if you want. Or
I'm not sure about the Assassin's Guild. I think
I feel like we're going to need the protection that they're offering.
Yeah. Well, someone tossing out like the protection seems like it'd be good.
so there's
But
good options here, right? I've given you
Yeah.
enough to not steer you in any direction, but
Yeah.
like the herb stuff could give us more freaking stuff.
And we only have like one patron, right? We can't take all of the side quests. And
Well, I was wondering about that. You could try and make a deal and
Yeah.
stuff.
So we could we could look for herbs while we're trapping souls.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
chop off fuel cans along
Yeah.
the way.
yeah. There was a reason why.
I'll be dealing with that.
Level 3, yeah! Nothing can stop us now.
Yeah, I have a think about how because I think they take a percentage of the gold you make as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so if you have two patrons, then say if one patron only takes 10%, if you have two, they'll take 20% of the gold you make, but you'll have more other ways to make gold.
We could always just like pick flowers and then try and sell them to her later.
Yeah, true.
Well, that's true as well. I have to think about stuff like